Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 13, episode 4, and it was titled One Surprise to Another. Alright, so this episode really wasn't a lot going on, so this review will not be long, and your girl is tired, so it won't be a lot of chit chatting in this review because it wasn't a lot going on. Before I get into the review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there in the comments. Go ahead and hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button when it's done. All right, y'all. So let's just jump right into it. So we see Shamia and Portia. They talking about mystery meat, and the babies are sitting there playing. And Shamia, little chocolatey baby, if she ain't the cutest little thing, she is so cute. Drew and her husband, they were talking to their baby while they were eating breakfast, and then Riley, why she play Candy like that time by time? I mean, cause you're not the smartest or whatever. She was like, I mean, I'm not saying you're not smart, but you street smart. I was cracking up. And then we stop on Cynthia. So Cynthia is doing yoga with Mallory, and then Kenya ended up showing up. Kenya and them, they're doing the yoga and whatnot. Kenya having some hip problems. She talking about her hip ain't been out of socket, or she ain't had sex basically a long time. So she was saying like her hip hurting and all this other stuff, child. And then they ended up taking a water break, and then that's when they took their mask off because the yoga instructor, he left. So that's why I'm assuming all of them on Real Housewives got tested so they can be around each other without masks and stuff. And they probably get tested weekly or whatever. But they're talking, and Cynthia, of course, is talking about the wedding, how her and Mike were going back and forth, and how Mallory wasn't really supportive. And Mallory was like, look, all I said was there need to be a plan B. And then she went all crazy and stuff. She was like, I ain't go crazy. I ain't go crazy. That ain't what happened and stuff. And then she tells Kenya how Mike was reacting and stuff. And so Kenya was on Mike's side. And I was agreeing with Kenya because you keep acting like if you can't get married on 10-10, that it's the end of the road and stuff, and like you can't get married to him, and you want this big production, and if the man just asking like, is we gonna get married on this date or not, and you like, I don't know, like you telling me that you don't know if you want to marry me just because it's not the big showcase and all this other stuff. So that's what Kenya was basically telling Cynthia, and Cynthia was like, no, that's not what it is, that's not what he's telling me. Because Cynthia was saying, oh no, Kenya said like, what she say? She said something about the show. Did she? I think Kenya said something about the show wanted Cynthia to get married or something like that. So Cynthia was like, well, let's just break the whole fourth wall down. The show ain't tell me to do nothing. They ain't tell me to get divorced. They ain't tell me to get engaged. They ain't tell me to have no wedding. They ain't tell me to do nothing. So let's run tell that or whatever. She didn't say that to Kenya, but she said it to us. And then she did tell Kenya like they didn't tell me to have no wedding or whatever like that. Because Kenya said you trying to have a wedding for the show, something like that. Which, but so then Kenya kept trying to cut Cynthia off, and then Cynthia got all hyped like, just listen to me right now. Just listen to me and be my friend. Let's listen to me, talk to me or whatever. I'm trying to talk, just be my friend and listen. So Cynthia was like, Kenya was like, all right, I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna listen. So then she says that she is committed to the man. She's not committed just to the wedding, the venue, the date, all this other stuff. So they basically helped her see the light, that she was acting like a spoiled brat and being all extra over this date. Like, girl, you married a man on 10-10 in the backyard, and then if you had this big event, but your marriage license is going to say 10-10-20. So that's all they was trying to basically tell her. And then Kenya tells us that she was in a bad, no, I think she told Cynthia, she said, look, I was in a bad place with you last year, and I'm not trying to get that way with you again or nothing like that. So, I apologize and stuff like that. So she did say that, and then the yoga man came back and saged them down. He said, oh, y'all nice ladies, but y'all carrying some negative energy. So that was them. Then we see Candy. She meeting with Kenya. So they outside and stuff, and they both talking about weight loss. Kenya lost 8 pounds. Candy lost 2. And then Kenya talks to Candy about what Cynthia was talking to her about. And I was like, No. Why are you running back telling Cynthia's business to Candy? Like, no, if Cynthia wanted Candy to know, that she would have told Candy. Like, ugh, like that's irritating. But Candy was like, well, her first marriage 10 years ago, she went through that whole bankruptcy. So now she got a little coin. She trying to do it big or whatever. And so then Kenya brought up that she felt bad about the proposal. So she's going to throw Cynthia this proposal party or whatever and have everybody there and stuff like that. But she wants Candy to send out the invitations. She wants it to look like it's Candy's party, but it's really Kenya's party, because Kenya knows that people probably won't show up if it's her party, but so she's trying to use Candy to get the invites and stuff. And Candy called her out on it, was like, so you just making this because you don't want to invite nobody because you don't think they're going to show up? Because I was just like, call her out on it, Candy. And she called her out, and Kenya was like, no, because what she say? She's sweet or something like that, or she plays, she knows how to play nice and yada, yada, yada. And then there, of course, Bravo rolled that beautiful bean footage where she was not playing nice in all the events. Okay, so the party is for next Friday or whatever, and so she's getting it all set up. It's gonna be an all white party, yada yada yada. And so Candy was going down like who to invite. So she was like, Marlo. She was like, well, no, I'm not really cool with Marlo and stuff like that, but I mean, if Cynthia likes her, she can come. So she was like, Portia. She was like, I mean, is she gonna be able to come because she keeps getting arrested or whatever? I was just like, girl. And then she was like, because it seemed like, oh, she keep getting arrested all the time or something like that. And Candy was like, in the confessional, she was just waiting to throw that shade. Like, she was just waiting to throw that shade or whatever. And she was like, well, no, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it was like they're not fighting in the right way. They just keep getting locked up. In the previews, it showed a different scene. It showed that she said it seems like she getting locked up on purpose. But I didn't hear this scene. Or maybe I blanked out or something. I don't know. But I didn't hear that. And then she was saying like they fighting for the cause, but they're not wearing any masks. And you need to wear a mask and stuff because you putting everybody else at danger and yada yada yada. And I was thinking, but you about to throw a whole party. Okay, but whatever. And so Candy was like, well, she keeping Brianna. She told us in the confessional, well, she keeping Breonna Taylor's name alive, so I don't care. Like, I care that she keeping her name alive, so I'm proud of her and more power to her, whatever. And then Kenya brought up something about LaToya. And she was saying like LaToya and her was taking shots, and LaToya had, well, she was like, no, LaToya made me take shots, like she was about to take advantage of me or something like that. And so the producers asked Kenya, would she go with what's the child name? Toya. And she started laughing and whatnot. And then Candy was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with all that, but if y'all into each other and stuff, y'all into each other. And so the producer was like, well, is you jealous? Candy was like, no, they can have each other. I don't want to. I was cracking up. But I could see that Kenya could be bi-curious or whatever, get her, test it out or whatever like that. Because that whole scene that they did in freaking Cynthia's living room. All right now. So then we see Drew and her husband. They having a whole counseling session in the backyard or whatever. And before they got out there, Drew was telling us how they have had dozens of counseling sessions. And every time it comes down to, like the counselor would give homework and stuff like that, she'll do her part, but he won't do the homework. And then he'll end up be like, well, we don't need to go back to that therapist anyway. 6 years of marriage, and y'all done been through 12 counselors, and each time this man don't want to do the work. No, fam. But anyway, they outside with the therapist and stuff, and the therapist tells, goes through her thing, and she's asking like, what are your goals for the relationship? And she says transparency. Love for her son, because her oldest son is not what's his name, Ralph's biological son, And what was the other thing she said? Oh, and anger, and less anger, more peace type thing. So she wants her son to feel the emotional connection to Ralph, because I guess he comes off kind of hardcore or strong, and but with his biological children, he's more like loving and stuff like that. So she wants her son to feel that love that he gives his bio children versus her son or whatever. And so then his was workout. What was it? Workout? Oh no, I'm lying. Because the lady said, "What do you feel about transparency? Like, what is your definition of transparency?" And she said, just telling me like if you going to the store, or if you going to work out, you going to Tampa. I was cracking up when she said that. So his was respect and more sex or whatever, or sex. And he was saying like a minimum of 3 times a week, and her not emasculating me or whatever. And so then we get this backstory how I guess her mom used to, no, was it her dad? Was it her mom used to treat her dad? I think it was her mom, how her mom used to treat her dad, or maybe it was vice versa. Because she said, "I know you're not my dad." So maybe it was the dad was treating the mama some type of way. I can't remember. Y'all let me know. But anyway, she was saying like it's not true. I didn't really see that growing up and stuff like that. And he gonna give her like some condescending touch or whatever. And she was just like, "Well, what was that for?" He was like, "Well, it looked like you was about to cry and stuff." She was like, "No." So you can see like she was all frustrated in the face or whatever. And the therapist was like, "We gonna circle back around to that or whatever." And I don't know if it was just because I don't like Ralph, but that touch would have ticked me off too. Like, why are you touching me like you pacifying me? It's like don't do that. Like I'm trying to tell what I'm feeling or how I see stuff, and you up here like don't do that. I don't. But maybe it's because I don't like him. That could be it. I don't know. But he said that he grew up in a single family household. His mom wasn't real affectionate. His mom and his dad split up. He became like the man of the house type thing, and the mom, I guess she was abusing that or something, I don't know. And he told her like if you don't get it together, he gonna leave. And he left during his senior year, and that's when he left, his mom got evicted, and then it sounded like his dad got evicted too. So I'm like, what? And so he said he didn't come back until his mom apologized to him or whatever. And so it was like a cycle. So the therapist was trying to tell or show Drew the cycle and how to break the cycle and stuff like that. And she says that she is in therapy, her own personal therapy, to deal with him because he won't go to therapy to deal with the issues that he had in the past. And that's just exhausting. So what else happened, child? They want to commit to believe in the future. Oh, because she kept saying like we did this before, like we did therapy before, we did this all these many times, and the therapist was like, but this is now. Like, don't look at the past, commit to the future. Look at what's happening now. Look at if he's making if he's apologizing and actually making actually making changes based off of that or whatever. So she was like, all right. And he apologized, and she was like, well, he apologized before, I just want to see actions and stuff like that. So he got to actually do the work or whatever. I don't know. Ralph I don't think. I mean, maybe because he gonna be on TV, maybe he gonna do the exercises and stuff like that. Let's just pray for him, okay? So then we see Cynthia and Lauren. Well, Lauren calls Cynthia on the phone and stuff because she wants to throw a surprise party for Portia for everything that she's been doing, in the world and stuff like that. And she want her to invite, like a small gathering and stuff like that, people who are supportive and yada yada yada. So it's going to be on Friday, but Cynthia asked if Kenya was invited. She was like, no, I don't really know if Kenya is invited and stuff like that because of the past, and I don't really want to cause any problems there or whatever. And she was like, well, I don't think it's gonna be all right if she, she come and stuff like that. So she ends up saying, okay, you can bring Kenya as a +1. So then we see her call up who we see, child? We see did she call? 1 second, y'all. Yeah. So then she had called Candy, and Marlo was there, Latoya was there. Who else? I think that was it. And so she invited them to the party and stuff like that as well. So then Cynthia calls Kenya, telling her that they were going over the wedding list. She and Mike was going over the wedding list and stuff like that. And she was practicing her vows. And then she was on FaceTime with Mike, practicing her vows with a mannequin and stuff. I was like, girl, stop. And then she said they were doing much better. And thank you for the advice, Kenya, and stuff like that. And so then she tells Kenya that we are going to this party for Portia and stuff. So here go Kenya. She about to get all shady and stuff. And so Cynthia stopped her. And when she was about to get shady, I was kind of in my head like, Cynthia, you see she was about to go in on this girl. So why would you still invite her to this party? Because she already about to go in on Portia and she don't even know what you about to say. So I would have been like, no. But she said that she's gonna go and she's gonna, be on her best behavior and yada yada yada. So then we see a little thing with Drew and Ralph, and unfortunately his dad died. He had a heart attack. And it was like unset, well, because I think he had heart problems, because he said that he couldn't go to Giants games with his dad because of like he was getting sick. I guess he was getting sick and they couldn't really go to the games and stuff like that. So, but it wasn't unexpected that he had the heart attack and he unfortunately died from the heart attack and stuff. So they have to go down to North Carolina for the funeral and stuff. And they just kind of looked at how precious life is and how to love the people that you're with, enjoy the people that you're with, because you just don't know. Like, you can be here today and gone tomorrow like that. And especially with everything's going on in the world. And then on top of that, other health problems and stuff. So you just don't know. So just kind of just cherish the people that you have. Love the people that you have. Settle all these petty things. And just, move forward in your life. So that's what they kind of talked about. They kissed and stuff. And they said they put the issues on the back burner. Then we see Tanya. She picking up Portia. Of course, Portia body on everything. Then they meet in Marlo to the juice thing. So this is like a get Portia out the house type thing so we can set up in the house. So they setting up in the house and Marlo and them, they talking. Marlo talking about virtual school and all this other stuff. And you guys stay on the kids because you definitely got to stay on the insurance, child. Because they be thinking it's vacation still. No, you in class. Look at the computer. So... then Portia was saying like her and Dennis not together, but he keeps sending her like co-parenting gifts, like all these Chanel bags and stuff, and Marlo got money on they'll get back together. I mean, they might go back and forth, but Portia says she's taking a clean break, and who knows what will happen in the future between them two. They may rekindle, they may not rekindle, who knows, we don't know. It's up in God's hands. Cynthia calls Kenya up. And Kenya is like going all on and on and on about how excited she is about the party, how Pilar's birthday got put on pause because of COVID. So she has this Rosa Parks doll and stuff, and she's all excited and like she's just going, all happy and stuff, right? So Cynthia was like, oh yeah, about that. So Lauren sent me a text and she was saying like she's real apprehensive on you coming. Like she just doesn't know. So she sent her a text saying basically not to bring Kenya. So Kenya like, what? Because the text said she don't want to ruin this for Portia. Don't bring Kenya. That's what it said. And so Kenya was like, y'all knew about this? Asking the producers. They was like, no, we just found out about this 2 seconds ago and stuff. So she mad. She like, I know somebody gonna pay me for this hair and makeup. So she was like, you know what? It's all right because I ain't got time for all that or whatever. And so Cynthia and Kenya hang up. So then Kenya calls Candy and she tells Candy to mention the surprise party at Portia's event. She was like, well, I would have did it, but I can't do it or whatever because I was uninvited. She rescinded her Lauren rescinded her invite or whatever. And Candy was like, what, girl? What's going on? She was like, yeah, but you know what? I didn't want to go anyway because this was probably going to be some self-service, fake for a photo op type thing, and because I don't understand why she keep getting arrested on camera like this, all phony and fake and stuff like that. And Candy was like, well, that would have been awkward if you would have came anyway, and it wouldn't have been real genuine. So like, I don't oh, I don't think so. Oh, this was where she said she played nice. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I be getting the scenes mixed up. But this is where she said she plays nice. And Candy was like, no. And so then we see Portia as they're setting up the party. We see them setting up some, actually setting up and stuff. And it was like a voiceover of Portia during the rallies and stuff like that, the protests, how she, the speeches and stuff she was giving and stuff. They set it up real cute. Portia, because they got a message from Lauren, Tanya and them, and was like, come on, be ready or whatever. So she was like, oh. So Marla was like, oh, I got to go, girl, I got to go. So she was like, where you going? Where y'all heifers going? Like, I thought we was going to go hit the club or something like that. She was like, I got to go, girl, I got to go. So Tanya was like, was Pilar at home? I would love to see her or whatever. She was like, yeah, girl, yeah. So they setting up to bring her. So, Cynthia got to the party first, gave Lauren the dial, and she was saying how Kenya wasn't happy about not coming and stuff. And Lauren was like, "Well, she mad at me because I just ain't want to, ruin it." And I don't see nothing wrong with what Lauren did. She should have. In a way, I feel like she should have stuck to her guns in the beginning when she said, like, no, I don't want you to bring Kenya. So that way Cynthia wouldn't have invited her. So she should have stuck to her guns there versus saying, okay, you can bring a +1, you can bring Kenya, but then like double back at the end and was like, no, I don't want her to come. Like she should have just stuck to her guns in the beginning, like, no, I don't want her to come. I don't think this is going to be a good scene for her, and I don't want to mess this up because it's, it's always some tension. Who knows? That's what she should have did. That's how I feel. Because resending the invite, that was kind of, I ain't like that too much. But I understand why she didn't want her there, because Portia and Kenya go back and forth. They have good times, bad. Like, who knew what was going to be in the air that day? You know what I'm saying? So, why not just play it safe? So everybody gets there. Candy got her little rage. I roll rough and tough with my Afro puffs, and she, power to the people. She was real cute. Everybody was cute. Everybody was dressed in black. Latoya came there. Filing was there. Latoya, she a hot ass mess child, cause Filing was saying she got a whole bunch of kids, and she was like, well, how many kids you got, girl? Because they looking at her like, a lot of kids, you small. So she was like, well, my husband, he got 5 kids, and then I had 3, so together we made 8. Here you go, Latoya. He was an older man, right? How old is he? Oh, he's 56. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It was like, well, why would you expect that? Yeah, because she looked like she young and she date older men with money. I was like, well, she ain't lying, because the man is mature. And he got money. So I mean, she wasn't lying. But it was shady. It was shady nonetheless. And then Candy was like, Latoya is Kenya on steroids. Like, you know how Kenya just say stuff? That's Toya. So why she like why y'all invite her type thing? But at any rate, they gather all together and stuff like that because Portia finally coming, and Portia like, what is this? Like, why y'all celebrating me? What is this? What's going on? She was ugly crying. It looked like she was really surprised that they did this for her and stuff. And she was like, I didn't do this for, this recognition or anything like that. I did this out of my heart because we need to put a stop to this and so forth. So then Cynthia gives Cynthia gives Kenya's gift to Portia, and she said that she wanted to be there or whatever. And then even Portia was like, yeah, I just think like, because we go back and forth. We just never know or whatever like that. You just never know with her and Kenya. So like, that was good. And then Candy invited everybody to the little surprise party for Cynthia. And I was like, well, damn, girl, it was supposed to be like a surprise party. You couldn't have set it up the way they did Portia. Like, she ain't know. You just gonna tell her we having something for you, okay? So just wear white. So I'm like, girl, what? Anyway, and so then we see Pilar with the photo op. She had the no justice, no peace sign or whatever. And then Portia got up there and told them how much she loved her, and basically told them, wipe your tears and do something in the world because we need it right now. Candy and Cynthia was happy and proud of her, and that was pretty much the end of the episode. Like I said, it wasn't much popping and stuff. Next week looked like it's gonna have like a teensy weensy bit of drama, but again, it may not even have drama because look how they did this episode. It really was kind of like womp womp, but I mean, at this point, it is what it is at Real Housewives of Atlanta, because they really didn't have a lot going on with COVID and stuff, so they just had to make do with what they had. But y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode. And if y'all like this review recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And again, if you are not subscribed to my channel, but you are watching these reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.